Hey, welcome to the show. The Metal Block coming at you once again. I think we're on the 43rd episode, so, kind of a big deal for us and for anybody out there who's been hanging with us for a long time. Thanks. And anybody who this is your first time to listen, thanks. We're happy to have you here, and we're just glad to have another chance to talk about some good metal. And, I like to say it each week, but we're doing this interview thing. We're going to keep doing the interview thing. Hanging and talking with bands is become our most favorite thing to do. And we feel like, there's lots of fun stuff that happens along the way. So here we go again, kicking it off. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want. If not, thanks for just watching the show today. And don't forget to hit up Brutal Brando whenever you're up on the social medias. Like, go see him on Facebook, metalblocktalks@gmail.com. Shoot us an email, tell us what you're listening to and what you think of the show. Tell us how you like the episode. And so here we go, guys. Like I said, we got another awesome episode. So we have NecroticGoreBeast with us here tonight, and they are coming down, raining from the great north up in Canada, and we are so happy to have them here. Hey, why don't you guys take a second, say what's up, and tell them what you do in the band. You want to start, John?
Yeah, I'm gonna start. Well, I'm John. This tour, um, I'm the vocals, the lead vocals, the only fucking vocals on the band, and and the front man, the guy merch, and all the stuff.
Awesome.
Yes. All right. I'm Alex. I play bass, but I do a lot of other things like the gory lyrics that you can listen on our songs. That's mostly written by me. I write a majority of the songs that we've done since the beginning of the band, and I also do all the shitty memes that we have on all media platforms. That's all me. So that's what I do on the back of the band, but up front, I'm on stage doing the bass.
Man, that is so awesome. Love, much love for the bassists out there. I myself played bass for many years. And so I always find that whenever we get a bassist on the show, I get to just geek out and just talk all about bass. And then I have to remember, we got other stuff to talk about too. But, man, we were talking on our last episode about, the bassist and how, well, basically, it's just, you don't see a whole lot of bassists that are actually writing music and being like I don't know, one of the big leaders of the band. I always said in the past the bassist was the peacekeeper. He was the one that was like, "Hey guys, let's just find that common ground." But here lately, I will say that we've been hearing more and more bassists who are actually writing more material, and like you said, not only writing material but doing some of the media too. So very cool. Just a little
Yeah,
side
man.
note there.
Oh, no, that's cool, man. That's great, man. Honestly, as long as whatever you do in a band, as long as you're doing it and you are having fun doing it, that's the most important thing. If it's something that you want to write songs, even if you're a bassist or drummer or singer, everything's always welcome in a band. So that's what we've been able to keep from the very beginning of the band. It's to make sure that everyone is included and goes with what makes them the most interested in the band. So
Well, I think that's why they call it art, right? Because you get everybody's personal interpretations into the material, and that's where the magic happens. That's where you really start to get something that's good. I
That's
once
where all the
heard.
flavor. That's where all the flavor comes from, man.
That's right.
Get the
Yeah.
taste from everybody and really
absolutely,
take shape.
Yeah, it's so funny you
yeah,
said
exactly.
that. I think I've even said this on the episode before, but I once read a book, and it was like a kid's book whenever I was younger and like
I
grade.
once read a book too. It was
Yeah,
boring.
it was boring, but it was it was called like How to Be a Perfect Person, and basically in the end of it, the guy found out that to be a perfect person, he had to sit in his house all day doing nothing and basically drinking weak tea. In other words, it's going to be a boring, pointless life because you don't take any chances, and you can't mess up. So you just gotta anyway. Yeah.
Totally right, man. Honestly, when you've been in a band or in the music scene for so long, you know it's the kind of mentality that you gotta have in yourself. Whenever you go on a project or a band that fails for some reason, you need to keep grinding, man. So I mean, even for us, I think John, we've been doing this shit for like more than 20 years, you know. So and we started NecroticGoreBeast. I think it was my hate band, you know. So at one point, you just keep grinding, and you learn from every experience that you've been able to go through, and after that, you make yourself with good connection. That's what happened with John, happened with JP at the drums, and with Mike. So with the years, we were able to get more mature, more experience on ourselves, and that I think that's what showed in our project when we started.
Yeah, and now we know where when Alex or Mike just write some song, we know not exactly what is gonna happen next, but we know that it's gonna be a good fit or not. So that's cool, and we don't need to talk about it. It's just happening like this.
That's awesome.
I think
Yeah.
no, I think it's great. With the years, I mean, we've been more getting to know each other, not only on the social side or a friendly side or whatever, but on the creative process, you know. So how we produce a song and how we expect maybe John to put his vocals on the vocal patterns and everything. So with with this, we're trying to be cautious, not to repeat ourselves, because I don't want to put out an album and unconsciously put another one which exactly has the same vibe. So we're trying to just make things different, at least from our perspective, because some people might just think, oh, it's just another Necrotic Gore Beast album. But every time we're trying to get ourselves more excited to put things that we haven't been able to put through prior albums, you know, or prior releases.
Oh, that's good. I mean, that shows growth and desire to grow, and I think it just happens naturally, mostly, and I can hear it in your all's albums going from between the three. Like, there's definitely, you can hear the progression and like the different, there's like a finesse of like different little elements to it that, and it's all necrotic gore beast, right? But there's just these like subtle differences in each album, but they're all so like tastefully done, and it's really awesome. Like, I absolutely love listening to you guys. I noticed, so I live in Houston. Traffic is absolute shit, but usually I'm driving around with a stink face. But when I'm listening to you guys, I'm driving around with a stink face. I go, no, it's not you. It's necrotic gore beast.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Well,
That's nice to hear, man.
like you said, when you hear the first album and you know exactly, and you switch to the second album, there's some difference between on the vocals, on the way we write the new song from the second album was totally different from the first one, and for the third one, it's like another process that we made, and that went super great, and yeah, it's still necrotic gore beast, but it's we got some difference. We got some more mature content on that, and it reflect on the music and on the vocals too.
That's a good word too that you use, mature. Just because whenever you start a band and you have this project, you have this like this baby, right? You don't even know what it's going to grow up to be just yet. You have your ideas, right? Because we have our own experiences, almost like a parent has an idea, of how their kid's going to be, even though the kid's going to be totally different than they think that their kid's going to be. But there's still a growing up process that takes place, and it's a discovery process not only with yourself, but also kind of the people around you. And so getting to do that together and grow up together in a band and mature together with this thing that we started with, that was just this little bitty seed this little bitty, just idea. And to watch it grow and, like you said, to use your word one more time, mature. It's special, especially whenever it's you got guys like you that both are like all you guys who stick to it because you guys have like I think you guys started the Necrotic in 2017 if I read and did my homework correctly.
We gotta
So
see
far,
that.
so
We gotta
good.
see that.
Yeah, exactly. But it's been all original members. It looks to me like you guys still have all the same people that started is all the same people now, and so
That's rare.
that really isn't as common. Yeah,
Absolutely.
in today's metal world, and there was a time when metal bands always like stuck together, but actually people started taking the death approach, right? Because death would always, all right, you're out of here. We're getting a new guy to come in. But you guys have stuck together and got to grow this thing from the beginning, I guess is where I'm going with. And it's really neat because you've all got to see that. And so your influences at this point in the band are going to be way different, right? Than they were at the beginning.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. At first, we were trying to do like a band like Ring of Saturns or Cerebral Bore, and like really really brutal stuff, more slamming brutal stuff than what we did on the first album. And after that, it's like, well, we take a different vibe and way to compose and to write songs. So that game, like for today, having the third album sounds like this is like that's perfect.
Hell
hell
yeah!
yeah.
And you guys also
Exactly.
have a new EP that's going to be coming out soon, right?
Absolutely.
Yes,
We just
everything.
finished recording.
Yeah.
Awesome,
So,
cool. So I'm excited to hear the maturity that went into that one too. See the
it's
like.
fun.
Is there anything about it that you guys are just like I'm not trying to ask for like specifics or details about it, but is there anything any specific element that you guys are like kind of excited about, with it that's just kind of might stand out from being different from the other albums?
Well, if I can be honest, I totally hate recording stuff. And that time it went so smooth and I put so much um just different vocal style. I I always do the same vocals, the same kind of vocals, but you know, just going with the riff of the guitars, just trying to punch almost every word. It's different, and I think it's gonna be more brutal for that on that point.
Very cool, Alex.
No, no, yeah, no, exactly. I mean, every album has its own recording process or writing process or creative process, and it doesn't show to anyone who's listening to this album. But for us, it's a huge difference because when we recorded the first album, everything was done with John and I were trying just maybe to create something out of nothing because we basically had nothing, no expectation for any from anyone. We're just trying to establish ourselves. And at this time, there were so many other releases from band that haven't released album for like 5+ years, like Pathology, Visceral, Disgorge, and there were bands like that. We were like, oh man, we're so fucked, We're just trying to release our first album and trying to get maybe a small part of the brutal death metal scene, and I think we were able to achieve it because I think our it showed in our product that we have experience on what we've been able to put out. But if you listen to the first album, every song has its own vibe. There's not one song that repeats its vibe itself. So it's basically one album that's like 10 songs, but every song is basically different. But for the second one it was really something that we wanted to go with more slam and more brutal. We just wanted to hit the gas pedal for the second album. And after that, when we were able, I think, to achieve this goal for the third album, we were like, we maybe something a little bit more
Different.
mature, more well written from the first song to the last one, which makes more sense. I think more, like we said prior, maybe more mature, a little bit more dark, not necessarily more brutal or more slam, but just a different vibe from what we've put like from our first two releases. And for this one, for the upcoming AP, we went basically ape shit, you know. So we just quite the 108, quite the opposite. We just reversed everything, and we were like, fuck it, we want people to go ape shit in the pit. So that, that's basically what we're putting with this AP, you know. So we went full mature album, and this one is like it's not big, it's not really retarded, but it's probably the heaviest release we've put so far. And it's not probably, I think it's the heaviest that we've put out so far because that's what we're aiming with every release. But this one, like John said, he adjusts his vocal to make it. I think it's the nastiest vocal that I've heard, like, and I think from any releases. Not only for us, but I think for all the other releases. And for us, I mean, it was fun. We've been recording with a new friend of ours. We have a new feature for this one, which I'm really excited for you guys to hear. And I mean, it's yeah, we're pretty excited to see if people will dig it, and hopefully we'll be able to play them live again very soon for you guys.
Oh man, I'm just excited to listen to you guys talk about it.
It's only for a song, but damn, it's good.
That's
It's
awesome.
good.
So, was there like a decision process for you guys in deciding to do an EP instead of another album, or was it just like trying to just, hey, we got 4 songs, let's put something out?
No, no, no.
With the last two tour that we made this year, it was more easy for us to just put like 4 songs and with the new kind of vibe that we're trying to reach, and just to see if we got a good response of it. And after that, well, we're gonna go back on an album or maybe another EP if we want to just update our song every like every years or every 2 years. It's always depend on that.
Yeah, no, I mean that seems to be kind of a like common thing to do these days, but it also helps you get more music out there more frequently, keeping you, like I think we've talked about this in previous episodes. It helps keep the relevance there, right? Keeps it fresh for the listeners and for you guys, because I can't imagine playing like the songs off your first album since 2017 if like if it just took that long to do it. You're just playing the same like 9 to 11 songs all the time, like it's like the excitement will dimmer down, and the little firefly will flutter away, and you just be bored. So
Well, we still do 2 songs from the first album, and it's always a fucking high for me because what uh like uh, we did well, what song we did, fuck. I got a fucking brain freeze of that.
it happens,
It's
buddy.
Gagging on Feces,
Gagging on
Autoerotic Rectal
Feces.
Prolapse, which we have a couple of songs from the first album that we still play live, which
Yeah.
uh, are I think pretty good hits to play live, and people get get in the vibe and everything. But honestly, just like you said, we're trying to make sure that honestly, in this era of music, impossible to just release one album and play it for like 4 or 5 years. It's impossible because if you do that, there's so many releases that goes on every music
Tons.
platforms. You see so many releases and good releases too. So when you have a good release, it can have a hype for a couple of weeks, maybe if it's very good, or if you're a good, well-established band, you can go up for a couple of months, and after that, there's another band gonna steal your spotlight, you know. So what you need to do with these releases is to hit the road, and not just hitting the road, but you have to hit the road with a good tour package, you know. So that's the game right now. So you release music as often as possible, as good as possible. You go on tour with good bands that make sure that you're able to connect with people live with the new song that you've been able to put out. And after that, you rinse and repeat. So
Man,
that's what you do. So yeah.
That's intense, you know. It's like it's an intense cycle, and it's an intense timeline too. Like you say, you know, like you only have a few weeks, couple months. So I guess where I would go with that is it's a good thing guys are in metal because it's not thankless, right? Like, man, metalheads love their metal. I know I do. I'm always like, thank you for playing, thank you for writing what you write, thank you for giving me the stuff to help me get through traffic every day and keep myself sane, you know, like so, you know, because there's a lot of jobs that are super intense and hobbies too, you know. But I know
Yeah.
this is a job for you guys. Like this is, you know, it's good that you love it. So it's there's a lot of that kind of stuff out there that's thankless. You know, you put in all the blood, sweat, and tears, all those tiring nights, and tearing your vocal cords up, trying to record and for people and perform live, and then, you know, people appreciate it. So, you know, thank you guys for what you do. And, you
Yeah,
know,
and I think
Well,
exactly,
if people enjoy it, I'm glad, man. I'm fucking glad.
hell
You
yeah.
know, you were talking about your vocals earlier with the new EP that's coming up, and I just want
Yeah.
to say one thing that I had said to Brando. I think it was yesterday, maybe it might have even been today, but the way you can slow roll those vocals is amazing. It's like a slow growl, but it's in some spots, but it's still super deep and it's still super powerful. It's not like it becomes a background. It's still like, you know, like overshadows everything, but it just like, and I'm just like, how long can it go? You know, and that was something that has stood out about your vocal ability throughout. That's a consistent part that I see as a major strength to what you have. And so I'm super excited with what you just said about the upcoming EP to hear what you've got in store for us on the vocals, man.
Well, like I said, it's gonna be. Well, I put some really, really brutal stuff, like really slow grow, like you said, and some parts that, well, with the guy that recorded us, it's like, well, I got a tunnel, like like a real sewer vocal. It's like fucking nasty, and and I put this and the really guttural one in the same time. We do some layers of vocals, and to be honest, man, it's like on the third album, I thought I was Demon, to be honest, and on that one, I think just I'm just gonna be over the place.
Me too. I can't listen to that album when it's dark outside. I get
Yeah.
scared.
That's my fault. I know. And you know what? I'm not sorry.
Yeah, that's what
You
it
know
was
what?
meant
Thank you
for.
for not being sorry about that.
Yeah.
That means a
sorry, not
lot to me.
sorry.
I always say sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Well,
So,
hey Brando, why don't you back us up a little bit?
Yeah, I was good, just about to say, hey, I wanna like press rewind a little bit back, not in the conversation, but timeline, lifestyle, like lifeline wise. You guys said that you've been in the scene and like professionally and stuff for, you know, going on 20 years when you started Necrotic Gore
oh
Beast.
shit.
So why don't you guys tell us each a little bit about how you kind of got into metal and like from your youth, or you know, your metal origin story, and then kind of how you got into playing metal and how'd we get here today?
Well, I'm gonna start. I start listening metal like with Slipknot in '99, and after that, I was like, okay, I like that style. I love music like this. It's aggressive. It's fast. But I've wanted more than that. So my friend just gave me like a bunch of CDs like Cannibal Corpse, D Size, Suffocation, and well, Cryptopsy from Montreal. And
Oh yeah.
to be honest, I dig so much in death metal and that. And I was in the same time with the black metal scene, but not like the real Norwegian black metals like Dimmu Borgir or Cradle of Filth, things like
Oh
this.
yeah.
And more I was listening death metal, more I wanted to go deeper in that. And I think in 2005, I joined my first band, and I was like, the vocal was like a good mix of black metal, extreme metal, and the death metal scene. So that was great, but I wanted more, being more brutal than that.
Very cool. So how many bands have you been in?
Uh,
Too many to
well,
count?
one, two. No, no, not that much, but I've played in bands like a long time. Like my first band was playing that like maybe 5 or 6 years. I played another band at the same time with that. Then after that, I joined the Outborn that I am with Alex too, and NecroticGoreBeast went on top of that. So maybe 5 bands since the beginning of the first day that learned how to stream like this.
Nice. Okay, follow-up question. How old are you?
38.
How old?
38.
38. All right, cool. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'm 40. So just curious. It's around same time, same
Well,
age
the
range.
the first band that I joined was I was like, yeah, 18 years old. Yeah.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. Alex, how about you, man? What's your origin story?
Oh, honestly, I think when I was a teenager, I was a huge fan of Korn, the bass thing and everything. After that, it was Slipknot, these kind of band, But there was always this interest in more uh brutal stuff, when I discovered Cannibal Corpse, and after that I started listening to other bands that were more technical, like Death from Chuck Schuldiner and everything, the Leprosy era, stuff like that. So I was really into this kind of stuff, and after that I started to listening to the king of the brutal death metal scene in Quebec, which is Cryptopsy for us. So I started listening to their first two albums. I was hooked. Like, I was really hooked to this style, which was very brutal, technical, very fast. So it was everything that stimulated me as a musician and as a death metal listener. So it kind of where I stepped in and I was like, this is the kind of stuff that gets me more motivated. So I started playing bass when I was like 20 years old. So I really started late, but I picked it very fast. So I was playing for like the first year. I was just doing cover of metal songs, Cradle of Filth, Cryptopsy, stuff like that. I was just trying to pick up songs that were more technical and fast. And after that, I joined a couple of bands there that were not very metal, but just trying to get in the scene and connected with people and everything. So I played in the heavy metal band, power metal cover bands. I started my our first band when I was like in 2005. So it's been a while. So it's been like 20 years. And after that, there were every time there was something that was not working, but after with every project, everything was like more and more connecting with other people. I met John a couple of years after when I joined our band called the Outborn in Quebec, which is a progressive death metal band, and John was singing for them. So we connected because we both really like heavy metal, brutal death metal stuff, and like soon we became very good friends. And I was like, John, maybe we should start something together, and that's where we started Necrotic Gore Beast. So
Very cool.
Don't take all the credit for that. We said we need to start a band heavier than that and faster than that.
So
all
Necrotic
right.
Gore Beast is the kind of the first band you guys did together, or it came at was it or was the Outborn first?
Outborn was first.
Outborn was first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I joined the Outborn in 2012, I think, and they already composed the first album, but that wasn't recorded. And well, we I put my own style on the vocal. The other singer just went off, and he got his own style. I got mine, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do like the two vocals, like all the Black Daddy and Murder bands and all the stuff like this. And yeah, like I said, we when we joined when we think about NecroticGoreBeast, it was okay. I'm gonna do only the guru stuff that I can do, and we need to go only with the death metal thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you said
Yeah.
more brutal.
Yeah,
No, no,
So
it
exactly.
was
I
more
mean,
brutal.
I
did
mean, we're
Michael and JP, like, were they a part of that initial conversation for starting Necrotic Gore Beast, or like how did they also come into the mix?
honestly, we did a post on Facebook, and we were just looking for other musicians because at first, still, because we were still in our other band, John and I, which is cost money, because we have to rent a local practice and and everything that goes with it. So we were like, we want to start something that we don't want we don't want it to be located just with local musicians. So I had this idea to just start something that goes as an online project. We wanted to have musicians wherever they were living in other city or whatever. We just wanted to put something that was going to be something very brutal and just brutal death metal and slam oriented. So JP was like, we've played with JP a couple of shows. He was with another band in the Quebec metal scene. So he was like, I'm interested to join the project with you guys. And after that, we knew Mike was, I know Mike is the youngest of the band. He's like 30 years old, but he started when he was 12. So he's like 18 years in the metal scene too. So he's like a very young veteran of the scene. So we reached Mike and we asked him if he was interested in joining us, and he said, "You know what? Yes." So he was very young at this time, but very motivated, and he really helped us like glue everything together. So it started there, and we stayed with the same lineup ever since.
At first, on the first demo that we made, the song was so disconnected, to be honest. And that was a great song, but that was really disconnected. And the guy just said, "Well, uh, we rearrange everything and we can do a show with that. We can play that live now." It's like, well, okay. Did we really want to do some live show with that or not? And the conversation start like this, and with everything's just happenings, and we made show, we made albums. That was perfect like this, and we don't want to change anyone in the band. So
Exactly. So we went with the idea that at first I didn't want to put too much pressure on the guys to make it a live band. So, like John said, we were like, I've composed two songs. We were like, maybe we can put a demo, which is a good quality demo, by the way. But let's see how where it goes after that, if we are able to sign with a label or something like that. But like you said, Mike, when he started to do the pre-production of the songs that I wrote, he was like, I'll make it more playable. So I was like, oh, that's great. So maybe he wants to be able to play them live. So it kind of came up in our mind that maybe we would be able to play some live shows. That's what we did. And our first show was like in 2019. So less than a year and a half after we started the band.
And that's crazy that you didn't intend for it to be big on the live aspect, because from what I've seen digitally, like online, you guys are pretty freaking active, man. You guys are like really playing shows like all the time. So I guess it worked out, but
I mean, we're trying to be selective on the Quebec metal scene, on the local scene. Sometimes we have to refuse offers because we want to make sure that for the fans or people that attends the show, we want to make it sure that it's happening. So we want to make it as special as possible. So, like the last show we did in Quebec, it was sold out like more than 10 days prior to the show and everything. So it was cool for the people to come and have a, a sold out experience with us. We filmed a video for our coming AP for the first song that will be released too. So we're just trying to create a situation that we are able to make something special with the people that attend. So that's what we're trying to do. So we don't overexposure ourselves. We do have some good opportunities. Like for this year, we played with Aborted, Ingested, and Peeling Fish in Montreal, in Toronto, which was great. It was two sold out shows, so that was great. But we're trying to be very selective. But like you said, when we go on tour, we've been on 3 tours since 2023. We did an LFC, we did Pathology, and Cytotoxin. So we're trying to make sure that we are still active because we cannot take these kind of things for granted. It's not that like we have that much offer on the table, but we're trying to just make sure that we are able to have this kind of opportunity offered to ourselves. So that's why we're releasing an AP, and we already have something maybe planned for 2026. So we're trying to figure everything like a year in advance as much as possible.
Yeah. You know, my first experience hearing and like seeing you guys was your little ride through Houston with cytotoxin. So, dude, I've been all in since. Like I fell in love with you guys that night. You guys put on a hell of a show, and I did see some of the video footage of you guys playing a couple weeks back with on that aborted run too for those couple of nights. Like, man, it looked like it was pretty killer turnouts. I know when that tour came through here too, it was on like a Tuesday night, man. I've never seen. It was at the same place too, Scout Bar, where you guys played with Cytotoxin here. That place, it was packed, man. It was cool. So I mean, the video looked great of you guys playing. It sounded like your sound was good, like good sound guy that night and everything. Like it just like it was a killer video. So all of our listeners out there, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. So I'm pretty sure it's on your YouTube. I know it's on Instagram and
Uh,
Facebook.
Yeah, we've put it on Instagram and Facebook, but I think there's these videos on YouTube, but you can access it on our Instagram and Facebook page. So
Yeah.
anyone interested, just make sure to see it. Like you said, the sound was amazing, and that's the kind of thing you expect when you're playing with guys like Aborted. So we wanted to make sure that we weren't out of place. We were an opener for these guys. We've played with Feeling Flesh prior. These guys are fucking massive. But I think we were at the right place at the right time, and our sound was good, and the turnout was great too. I think people were like very into our set too. So I mean that's what we're trying to do, Ben. We have some good opportunities and we're just trying to make the most out of it and make people enjoy their night as much as possible. That for people that haven't been able to know us prior to the show, I mean, it's a good opportunity to discover our band and our music.
Oh yeah. I I think I find there are even some bands that like I'll hear a record and not be all that into it, but then I see them live and like it changes the way you listen to the record, you know? But there's also something different when your first experience hearing a band is seeing them live and then pulling it off, especially the way you guys do. Like you guys have stellar stage presence and just your performance was top notch. I was just impressed and like jaw dropped the whole time. Like it's so intense. I love it. It was really badass. And when I saw that you guys were playing those couple of like was it one or two nights with the aborted thing?
Yeah, two
It
Two
was
nights.
nights.
two.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I saw that you guys had posted that you were going to be on a couple nights, I was like, "Fuck! Why aren't they on the whole thing?" I was like, "That they're like you guys would be like the perfect fit for that." So I was like,
To be to be honest, man, that was just teasing us, man, for going back on tour. It was like, okay, well,
"Yeah,
we did two great show. That was great turnout for us. Um, well, in Montreal, that was sold out, and everyone was freaking happy to see us. and in Toronto, there's a lot of new person that didn't know us that follow us now, and I think we should have played the whole tour with them. But
I agree.
Extermination Dismember, man, it's a great fucking band too,
Oh yeah.
and I'm honored. To be honest, I'm honored to just replace them for two show.
Oh, were they not on it?
Uh,
They weren't on it those nights?
no,
No,
I
exactly.
I don't know if they can come in Canada or things
Uh,
like this, but every time that they're supposed to come here,
yeah.
it's they stay in the US, and it's someone else that took the
It's got to
place.
be something to do with those visas or something, man.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah,
well,
No,
probably.
exactly.
I was thinking like, like shit, just add you guys to the same bill that came through here, like with extermination, dismemberment, and peeling flesh, and I was like, dude, that would be sick.
No,
Well, tour
honestly, I
idea for
mean,
you guys later. Just throwing that out there.
no, exactly. I mean, we're trying to take every opportunity that presents to ourselves to be able to create these kind of opportunities afterward. Maybe playing these two shows will help us to maybe get some kind of recognition to make sure that we are considered for other tours and this kind of things. So, I mean, touring is like something that tends to be very hard, not because you don't want to tour, because even if you're a band or guys that want to tour or are available to tour, you need to have opportunities to tour. And sometimes it's really hard. We know so many bands that are just waiting to get a call to go on tour, and after that you're like, oh shit, I wish it could have been us for this run and everything. So even for us, I mean, we're seeing other opportunities or other tours. We're like, damn, that we wish we could have
We
done this
miss
tour.
that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happened with Touch. And at first we were like, damn, I wish we could have been able to do this tour. And after that, there was visa issues for blindfolded, and we were asked to join this tour. So we're like, it's a great opportunity, and we were fortunate to be able to do it. And that's where we met you guys. So that was cool, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. They were really cool to see live too. I think that was their first time coming to North America, so
Yeah.
you know,
First tour, yeah.
well, it was pretty stellar. That was an all around awesome night. Like every band
Those
crushed it.
German was great, man. Those German was great.
Yeah, cognitive crushed it. Inoculation was badass. Like that was a really good tour. Like that it was
It was a
cool.
good lineup.
Yeah. So I'm curious, are there any shows or tours or like festivals that you guys have done that stand out as like, oh man, this was my favorite and this is why?
Uh,
I mean, the
well,
first tour we did with Analysis was very special. I mean, it was a stacked tour. It was the first North American tour for NLFC. We've been fan of them for many, many years, and it was very special to just meet them. And the guys were like, "Oh, we're very huge fan of yours." We're like, "No, we're very huge fan of yours." So we were just giving back and forth compliment and everything. So I was like, "Oh, it started pretty good." So it was our first experience. We've been able to test ourselves. It was a 4-week run, and everything was great. So I mean, the first tour was very special, and yeah, I think it was very special for us for this one.
to be honest, I was a fan for analepsy, pathology, and cytotoxin for so many years, and just playing with them it's an opportunity that I would miss. And but I gotta say, our first show in Austin was great with pathology was so so great. The crowd was insane. But almost every show that we hit since the beginning of NecroticGoreBeast it's always special for us. It's always good. You're always gonna meet a new person that you didn't know, and it's a fan of yours. So it's like, well, cool, man. We need to chat. We need to talk. And I know I'm good with the people. Just that's why I'm at the merch table. I'm always talking with everyone, so it's like it's always special for me.
Yeah, I know you let me come bother you, so.
Like everyone else, man. Like everyone else.
Honestly, I think the first one is really cool, and the very first show that we did in Quebec was very special too. I mean, it was for the Quebec Summer Festival, which is a huge thing in Quebec. So I think there was like 150 people for our first show. I was like, shit, man. I mean, we haven't even played any other show prior to this one. It was our first show, and after that, straight like 4 weeks later, we played with Pathology in Montreal. So I mean, we started with like stacked show for us. I think every show was like a good opportunities for us, and but I mean, the first show and the last one that I was like very impressed was like the first time we played with Signs of the Swarm last year. And no, it was in fall 2023. I was like playing in front of 600 people. I was like for the first time for us, I was like, man, this is special, you know. Yeah, that was something very cool. It's
Yeah, that
always
is
the first
cool.
That
experience,
was
though.
special, and that was home, so it's like perfect in both way, in all the ways.
Yeah, you're always stressed when you play in your hometown. You know, if people are going to get tired of seeing you if you play too often, are they excited to see you? Are they going to come in the greater numbers every time you play live? So that's what we've been able to experience in Quebec. And every show that we did, like we did a sold out show in the with local bands in our hometown in Quebec City. We played with the Peeling Flesh Aborted and Justin in Montreal, which was another sold out show. So we're like, if you see
Even
your
in
band
Toronto, man.
exactly in Toronto too. So, but I mean, if you see your band just like uh, uh, a store or a brand that you're trying to build. So you get excited each time you're able to play again at the same place you played prior, but people are more and more excited to see you guys live. So that's what gets me the most excited to see that we are able to build our brand, get people more and more excited to see us, and with the upcoming AP, I think it's going to be hopefully even better for to play live for again for and hopefully on tour very soon.
Sweet. Yeah, I hope you guys are on tour very soon too. Make sure you come back to Houston.
Yeah.
Hit Oklahoma City for my buddy Zoomy here
Yeah,
too.
no, nobody ever comes to OKC, but I want you to come to OKC. I always want the bands to come to OKC, and every time that we do have somebody come through, I'm pretty proud of how the people turn out for the bands that show up. It's never going to be as big as some of the places down in Texas, and I have no idea what it's even like up in Canada. I mean, I know that Canada has produced some of the best metal bands that that we listened to growing up, that we still listen to today. You mentioned Cryptopsy right at the start of the show, so I mean, you know,
Yeah. Could see it, like I said, and I see the cap is like First Fragment
yeah,
too.
I was gonna say them. Yeah.
Great
Oh
band,
my
Yep.
gosh.
great band. So yeah, Canada have a big scene, but it's like in Montreal, every time that a show put up, it's like always almost sold out. There's so many people that's gonna like the show. It's the place to go when you go in Canada. For the rest of Canada,
Yeah.
I don't know because we well the far that we play is gonna be it's Toronto. After that, we didn't play, so I don't know for the rest of the Canada, but I know that on our side, Montreal is the place to go.
Nice. I want to come up to a show in Montreal. That'd be
Exactly.
cool.
That would be great,
Honestly,
man.
Montreal is the kind of place where you can play every day of the week and still have a huge turnout. There's no off days when you play in Montreal. if people will always go to the show if they want to see it, even if it's a Tuesday or a Sunday, they don't care. So I know it's not the case in every other city.
It is
Uh,
not.
no, exactly. But in Montreal, there's always a good turnout if the lineup is good. So I mean, it's a great place to play.
Yeah, like yesterday was Whitechapel's in Montreal.
Oh yeah,
That place was crowded as fuck, man.
were you there? You went?
No, no, I
No.
see some picture
Oh,
though,
okay.
and some friends of mine was there, and he said, well, it's back, man.
Yeah.
So it's like,
But you
well,
were,
cool. That
yeah, but John was there the last time they played with, I think it was with Saint Gabog and Lorna
yeah,
Shore.
with Lorna Shore
Yeah,
too.
Angry
Yeah.
Shoogie Bod.
Did they do the murder ball where they throw the football out in the crowd?
I don't know, man. I was so pissed that we missed the two first
Oh
band.
yeah.
I was like, okay, and it wasn't my fault, to be honest. That was the fault of the driver. I was like, dude, I'm missing this like two great band. Come on, man, just go faster. He said, well, we're okay. That's okay. We're gonna have some time. We arrive at the place and Whitechapel was going on stage. It was like, if I would miss Whitechapel, man, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
no, that's
Oh.
great. No, we have great memories in every cities that we played. I have a great one. After we played in Houston, I got food poisoning just because I ate two hot dogs just outside Houston after the show in the Circle K. So I got pretty sick.
Oh,
So
the Circle K
that,
dogs.
oh man, the Circle K dogs. I mean, it's a cursed food, you know.
Man,
So
Well, we made fun of
because that's
him.
because you didn't go to Bucky's, man.
I can't believe it.
we did.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, we
No,
did.
we did. Yeah, exactly. Bucky's is always a must for us
Yo,
whenever we go through Texas. There, it's always a special place. We
Oh
we
man.
we buy souvenirs for our family and everything, but we always buy the food and everything. So that's always a special experience. I wish there were more Bucky's, you know.
Yeah. Hey,
There needs to
there's
be
no
more.
better place to stop and take a shit, let me tell you.
But
absolutely, man. The toilet
the
was
the
perfect.
Dude, there's
they're very
Zumi,
clean.
are
Yeah,
you
they're very
familiar
clean.
with the Bucky's, Zumi? Like they most of them have a attendant that like works in the bathroom, and when somebody comes out of a stall, they go in with a cart and clean it before the next person goes in there. So it's like it's always spick and
Nice.
span. It's no
It's
safer place to
insane.
drop a deuce, let me tell you.
So
It's insane.
I have been to Bucky's, but for some reason the bathrooms don't ring a bell. But I will say this: this is probably one of those things where I'm telling the world too much about myself. But
Oh, brace your earmuffs,
I
children.
like
Uh-oh.
I like home games, if you know what I mean. Like I don't play away games if I don't have to. So I like to use the toilet at my house. So I will miserably hold things in until I get back to my toilet.
Dude, I totally understand you on that, but when you're on tour for
Yeah,
like
you're
three
right.
weeks or you cannot
Yeah,
do that.
you
You
say
cannot.
no choice, dude. No choice. You can't hound dog it in for that long.
And
Oh man,
I prefer
what?
Bucky's than the Loves one. Okay.
I believe that.
No, no, no. But honestly, even if you're talking about Circle K toilets, you know, there's we've played in so many shitty places. You know, I think in Richmond, Indiana, the stall didn't even add a door. So you're just like going in the toilet with no door. So we're like, oh, good, just wait, I'm just shitting, you know. So no, there's places that you don't even want to. If you have to, you gotta go. But I mean,
If you
Sometimes you
put
just
can,
your
you
gotta.
pride
keep
aside.
driving.
That's right.
No, 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 you'd rather shit on the side of the road than some place we played in. So
Oh, I believe
Yeah.
that, man. Outside
yeah,
always
yeah.
seems cleaner for some reason,
No,
you know?
exactly. In the
Yeah.
dark and
Once
everything.
the
Yeah.
first band's done in the bathroom, it's pee only.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
think
No,
that's every
exactly.
venue I've ever been
Yeah,
to.
every
So.
venue, it's like, well, nobody poop anymore. We can only pee.
Well,
Hey, you guys should ask your
as a
No,
booking
band,
management if it's possible to book shows at Bucky's.
that would be
That
great,
would be
oh
man.
that would be
man.
pretty cool. I wonder if we could work something
We would love
something
to
out
be
with
paid in
Bucky's.
food, so yeah.
Just do the brutal Bucky's tour. Just hit all the Bucky's in
Well, we
Texas.
can do in the parking, man.
Huh?
Yeah.
We can do in the
Yeah, the
parking. That's
parking
true.
lot,
Yeah,
man.
that's true.
It's so
Honestly,
fucking huge, man.
I want to be paid in brisket.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
might be willing to do
All in
that.
the
I don't
brisket.
know. Maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
Honestly,
You never know. So,
Yeah.
it's a
so since you guys went with Comatose, you're on Comatose Records, isn't that right?
yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah,
have you guys had a lot of opportunities to play outside of Canada? And I'm guessing that would be mostly in the States.
yeah. No, exactly.
Yeah,
We
but
the only place we've played is yeah. Go ahead, John. Yeah.
no, go ahead, man. We
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, for now, obviously, we're trying to do baby steps with the band and try to see opportunities to play in Europe. Europe is very expensive. You got to make sure that when you go there, you're able to find it, be at least financially sustainable with your sales, your merch production, and everything. Uh, the way you've been able to drive yourself through the shows and everything. So I mean, if you go in Europe, it has to be a good opportunity. But the States, United States is the best place to play, honestly. It's very
Yeah, but
close to Canada. You're able to go through with your van and everything. It's just such a huge country. There's so many places that you can play and some place that you aren't able to play. So when you go on tour, there's always people that you don't go on the west side or you're not going on the east side. So you're basically able to do the whole country in like 2 or 3 tours, So
yeah, but it's not because we are on Comatose that we got some opportunities to play outside of Canada. It's because we got a management that it's half and half. We got someone in Canada and someone that's gonna look for tours and all that stuff in the US. And well, it's not because Commodores don't take the lead on touring. The guy just want to do some record stuff or record label stuff. So that's cool. That's good. That's good with us. But we need to have a tour manager and a booking agent for that.
no, exactly. So I mean, Kamados offers us opportunities to display and distribute our music, but it's with this kind of distribution and recognition that we are able to get a management and opportunities to tour after that. But it's not done through Comoros. So
Yeah, I see. I see. But, like you're saying, the exposure presents those opportunities and then you're able to hop on some of these tours and you go play in some of these places and like you said it might not be the entire United States, but you're able to hit maybe different parts of the United States at different times and still have a lot of shows that you're able to play on that run. So, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
no,
totally makes sense.
no, exactly. And I mean, we've been treated so well since the very beginning with Steve from Comados. I mean, I mean, he considered ourselves to be the most professional band he's ever worked with, and we are able to say the same thing about him. So he's very reachable. He trusts us in our music. He's always trying to put everything to make sure that we have the best release and everything. So it's truly a pleasure to work with him. So honestly, I think as long as it's possible, we'll work with Kamaros. So
Cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, I have a creative process question for you guys. So, I was gonna say, I think you both said that, Alex, you do a lot of the music writing, right? So, do you
yeah,
write it on
yeah.
bass first, like, or do you also play guitar? How do you what's the process for you when you guys are like kind of coming up with songs?
Honestly, if I had to do the writing, I couldn't save my life playing guitar, So I always go. For me, I write the songs on Guitar Pro, if you know the software.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's what I do. I read the tabs, so it's like two things in one. So I'm able to write a song, and I'm also able to tab the song at the same time. So it really helps. So I write the songs on the Guitar Pro. I write the guitar tab. I do the bass tab if there's some things that are different on the guitar, and after that I send it to Mike. Mike goes through the tabs, do a pre-production of the guitar, and after that we go with the drums. And when everything is done, I go with John. I write the lyrics, and we do John we work on the vocal patterns, and that's basically how it goes. But no, I don't do guitars. So, but Mike do. So Mike also write some very very good songs from the very beginning. But for him, it takes him more time to write a song, but he writes it with his guitar. So he records himself, he records the riff, put them together. So that's how we do things. But for me, it works faster for me to work directly on the Guitar Pro.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I was just kind of curious because, just to see like if you're sitting down with your bass and like writing these songs and then being like, all right, guys, come up with your shit,
No,
like,
and I
or,
think
or how it works. So that's cool. I've never
no,
used
and
Guitar
that's
Pro myself, but I'm interested in it. So that's cool.
yeah, and that's kind of a running joke in the band because I write the song on Guitar Pro, and after that I send it to Mike. Mike is like, "You haven't, you haven't even tried to play your fucking song, man." So I was like, "No, I did." So no, I said, "No, I haven't played it." So that's what happened most of the time. He's just trying to play my song. He's like, "Fuck, it's impossible to play them." But after
Well,
that, everything's
I haven't
worked.
tried to play it, but it's
So everything
great,
works for
right?
the best.
Well,
Yeah.
at this time, Mike's taking his guitar and said, "Okay, now I'm gonna write some real stuff." And he starts. It's like, "Okay, come on, fuck you."
Oh
No, I
man.
think no, it helps because Mike has his way to produce songs, and I have my way to produce songs, and after that, we're able to. I think matching both of our style together makes it more it creates a more diversity in the album or the songs, So I can put one song of Mike, and after that, I could put one of mine, and just to make things more interesting for the listener. So, compared if I was the sole creator of the songs, or if Mike was the sole creator of the songs too, I think it helps to have more people creating songs in the band. So, for us, it's two guys. I don't know if John is able to write songs, it could help.
Well, I can, but lyrically,
Yeah,
I can put my IDs on paper,
yeah.
but lyrically, I'm not able to do the right sentence or is gonna fit well or not. I'm just throwing IDs like this, and sometimes it works, sometimes not. And but when I'm recording, I'm I'm going with the feeling of the song. So even if it's the nastiest vocal, nastiest lyrics part, like okay, but on that point, I think it's more. I can go like I'm going like this, so it's gonna be okay. But no, I cannot write some lyrics.
Yeah.
Well, your guys' process works fantastically for you guys. So good job. Keep it up. That's all I got to say.
All right, thanks, Phil.
Yeah, man. We definitely love the songs that you're putting out. And speaking of song, Brandon, are we ready to play a song?
I would love to make stink face and beat shit out of somebody right now. Let's do it.
Do you want to introduce it? Not to throw you off.
Go for it.
Yes,
Me or
sure.
the guys?
Yeah, let the
Yeah,
guys
guys,
introduce the
tell us
song.
what song you got for us today.
The song is called Nail Clipper Circumcision. It's from the last album that we made in 2024, 23, 24,
23. Yeah,
23.
it's all
Yeah.
2023. Yeah.
All the time
Yeah.
runs together.
The time runs so fast, man. And yeah, man, it's a great song on that album. It's one of my personal favorite one, and it's nasty from start to finish.
Sweet.
So
Melt our
everybody out
cases.
there, enjoy.
Yes.
All right.
All right is right, Brando. That was a good song, man. That is a great song. You know, we appreciate so much everybody who's hung with us this far in the episode. We hope you really like that song. We hope you've liked listening to, all the stuff that these guys have had to say tonight, about their band, about, playing up in Canada and getting a chance to play in the States a few times, how they come up with their music, some of the different ideas that the different band members get to throw in, and good old Guitar Pro. I mean, I know Brandon
Best buddy
says,
for.
yeah, Brandon says he hadn't got a chance to use it, but I have actually gotten a chance to use it, and I do love Guitar Pro. My experiences with it have always been it's a real cool program that you can generate ideas, and like you said, you don't have to be a guitar player, and you can still come up with some really cool guitar stuff. And also, one more comment too about little something we talked about is both of these guys both of these guys reference some new metal again in their origin story, and I'm just gonna say that new metal is the gateway genre for a lot of guys that are our age, or a lot of people who are in the metal from our age. And because I listened to Korn, I listened to, and actually it was like Korn and Limp Bizkit and all that stuff at first, and then I heard Slipknot and I heard these double bass pedals, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is that? And then it just got heavier and heavier and heavier, and so I loved hearing, the similarities. That's one thing that I've gotten a chance to hear more often than I thought I would whenever we're talking to different bands is, so many similarities with how we got into the same bands. We were listening to the same music, and it really just, goes, at least in my opinion, it speaks to the metal community and why they're always so tight. The metal community has always stuck together from at least all of my experience. And it's one of the reasons why I listen to, I mean, I love the music. The music's what got me in, but I knew I belonged there whenever I was there. You know what I mean? And, you guys are helping contribute to that. Here I am 25 years later or whatever, listening to heavy metal still. And you guys are still out there putting out some good music. So thanks to you guys and to all the other great bands, whether they're from Canada or the United States, Germany. We mentioned some Germany bands, here tonight. So just all over the world. Just so happy to get a chance to hang out and talk about all of it together, because that's kind of what it's about. And I actually have some random questions that I like to ask, and they're not the same. I do different questions each episode. But I have 5 again tonight, Brandon. I have 5 again tonight.
Blowing my socks off, buddy.
I know. And so
You guys
sometimes,
sitting down? So I'd sit down.
yeah, sit down, because who knows what I'm about to ask. They're just about anything and everything I can think of. Usually I'll write even a few of them while we're doing the episode. So who wants to go first? They're the same questions.
Okay, go, John.
I'm going first.
All
Yeah,
right.
go.
All
There we
right,
go.
John.
Got John.
All right, so John, I got to know, what is scarier, outer space or the ocean?
I'm going to say the ocean, man. There's so much thing that we didn't know about the ocean. So much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so much fucking creature that's deep down. But yeah, I think it's the most scariest thing.
Yeah, you know why that's actually the scarier one for me is because it's on our planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you couldn't swim.
No, I learned
Yeah.
how to swim at the YMCA, Brandon.
I'm allergic to salt.
Okay, John, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Um, Probably in Germany, man.
Germany.
Yeah, I want to see where's my family come from.
Hey, you know what? That's awesome. My last name is Zumwalt, and it means it's German. It's like, I guess Bavarian is originally where it's from, but it means people of the forest. And so, yeah, we were just a bunch of forest people up in Germany. But I'm like you, man. That would be really cool to go find out where my people are from.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, okay. So in Canada, do you call it soda, cola, pop? What do you call it?
More cola than anything
Cola?
else. But yeah, cola. But I think soda is good too.
Soda is good.
Yeah.
So if you
Yeah.
say, I'm going to go to the
Well,
store and pick up a soda, do you want one? Then they
to
say,
be honest, probably if you say soft drink,
okay.
that will be
Yeah.
better for us to understand.
Is that, you agree with that, Alex? Soft drink?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think so.
All right.
Honestly, I think in Canada it's soft drinks, but you can go with a soda. But calling it a pop, I no,
not
it's not
here.
really a
No.
Canadian thing, but
Like,
no,
it feels cheesy to me too.
no.
I can't do the pop
If
thing.
if you say puppy here, I think you're gonna have some like the little
Yeah, yeah.
candy that pops
Oh, Pop
in your
Rocks.
mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
If you say pop, I
or,
think you're gonna have that.
I see. Okay,
You
so
say
or you'll
pop,
be
I
in the
think
back,
you're not old
or
enough
you'll
for
be in the
that.
back alley. Yeah. If you do a pop, you might just be with the junkie in the back alley,
oh,
doing
oh,
something. So
you mean
yeah, that
doing
could be something
You
like
mean
that.
yeah, doing a
Yeah,
the other
you
little
want
kind
to
of
do a
pop.
popping
pop?
rocks.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
You
let's
want to
go
do
do
some
some
pop?
pops together.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. So I'm clean and sober, but every now and then, just a little pop.
yeah, just a cold pop.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's perfect, man. That's
Oh
perfect.
gosh, that's awesome.
wow.
All right. So if someone came to visit Quebec, what should they do while they're there that they don't tell you about on the internet?
Eat some poutine.
Poutine?
No, they
Yeah.
all don't. But honestly, they always tell it on the internet. So it has to be something that they
Hey,
don't tell. Yeah.
he's gonna ask you the question. Shut the fuck up. It's my turn.
No, because I have to translate
Oh.
that because you're retarded. No, no.
All right. So John, you say
No.
the poutine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
We got some great restaurant here, and you need to taste our home food.
Yeah, man, the cuisine, right? You got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go check it out. I actually totally believe that. I know that Louisiana here in the United States is very, very well known for their food, and they have a lot of French influence in the Louisiana
Yeah.
area. And so I could imagine being in Quebec, where there's a lot of French in Quebec too. I imagine that it's a very cultured cuisine there, and you get things there that you probably don't get anywhere else in the world.
Probably yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, okay. So Brando actually came up with this question.
Ooh.
Yeah, I
I
know.
did?
He
Oh, is
did.
this? Oh, I know which one this is.
He
Go
knows
ahead.
what this is. So I gotta know: do you prefer Canadian bacon or bacon?
Do you call it Canadian bacon?
Yeah. Do you call Canadian bacon?
What do you mean by Canadian bacons? Like
It's
with
the round circle.
Yeah. Yeah. The round circle.
fuck that.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
that. I want
If you
some
have,
real bacon. Come on.
yeah, exactly.
All right, Alex, are you with him on that?
Yes, absolutely. The only bacon is the one on the with the strips. You
Oh
don't.
yeah.
Honestly, I haven't. No, no, I've never eat what they call Canadian bacon. I don't eat that shit. It's really the true bacon. So it's the only one. Yeah.
So that's something that here in the United States they just call it that, right? Is that
No idea why.
Yeah, we have no idea why. Have no idea why.
It. I think it might be something for the rest of Canada, but in Quebec, honestly, not something that we consume that much. It's really bacon, the strips of bacon that we know and love. But the Canadian bacon, maybe if we go in Saskatoon or some shitty place like this, maybe we're going to get some Canadian bacon. But fortunately, so far, we only stick to the real bacon.
Oh
The
man,
best
All
one
right.
is the real one.
Yeah,
I love
Hey,
it. You,
and
yeah,
you
the
know,
real
you
one.
mentioned the other Canada, the rest of Canada. You know what they say about French Canada, right? That it's
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Are you guys fans of
no.
South Park? Because there's an episode, French Canada is the best Canada in the land. The other Canada is a bullshit Canada.
They are
And
right, man. Come on.
oh man, you know what?
no,
I
South
believe
Park.
it.
If there's anything
Yeah.
I love it whenever you have pride in your hometown and where you come from, and just being able to kind of share that love with other people. So I'm gonna work back up the list here, and we're gonna. So I know Alex, you've got to comment on a few of these. I know what you think about bacon. I know it's not soda or pop, you know.
No, no,
So
exactly,
maybe a soda. But how about if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Japan for sure.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah,
That would
yeah,
be cool.
yeah. With I'm a huge fan of anime, video games, the culture of Japan, sushi, the food. the mentality of people, the manga, the katana, sword. I have a couple of collection of katana at home, so everything. So I mean, being able to go in Japan would be a dream. If I'm able to do it while playing music, it would be even greater.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
That's cool.
That would be great. I love it. I
absolutely.
love hearing that.
Yeah,
I
You didn't talk about Japanese porn? Come on.
Isn't that all that's there?
it's always
And
included.
Thai?
It's not mentioned, but it's
I
in it.
thought
It's in the
I
list.
thought all the stuff you mentioned,
Yeah.
Alex, was a type of Japanese porn. Is it not?
uh, okay, so in Quebec, Alex, what food, if somebody were to come there, that or I'm sorry, not food.
Yeah,
We
not
talked
food,
about
just thing.
yeah, just a
Stuff,
thing. If they were to
stuff to
come and
do.
visit, what should they do that they wouldn't find out by just reading on the internet and trying to plan their trip that way?
Honestly, I think there's so many. I think the food in Quebec is something that you have to experience, It's not something that you always experience in big cities, You have to travel to small places. You have to go somewhere like around the beach in the area which is called Gaspésie, where there's fresh seafood and everything. So every region in Quebec, I mean, Quebec is pretty huge. It's not Texas though. I mean, but like just to give a size comparison, like uh, France from Europe fits 10 times in the size of the Quebec.
Mm.
So it's pretty huge for Quebec. So there's so many places that you want to travel and just taste the local culinary experience. I mean, the food is something that you have to experience in Quebec. There's really, really good restaurant food experience. There's really this local vibe that goes with it, and it's not only exclusive to Putin, So there's other things that you need to experience. So
Yeah, I love it. I think one of my favorite things whenever I travel is to try out the local foods. I really like I don't want to try anything that I can get at home whenever I'm traveling somewhere else. Um
on it,
I'm a chicken
yeah.
finger connoisseur. I like trying my chicken fingers in everywhere. So, not in everywhere, but everywhere I go.
No,
Well,
that's great,
I'm
man.
a burger fan, and I want to try a burger everywhere I go.
Hey, burgers there's a good variety in those. Like you can get a really good different burger like from just going from city to city even. Like it's that's a good point. I've never even thought of that. Like just
Like I said, it's like this too in Quebec. Every town that we have in Quebec have its own dish, own food that it's you need to try.
Man,
No,
my
you want to try it. Yeah.
oh, I was saying my mouth is watering right now. I love burgers. I love
Oh man.
hamburgers, man. And you guys are so right. It doesn't matter where you go. Like you're gonna get a different tasting burger just about anywhere you go, as long as you're staying away from like the fast food places and whatever. And actually,
Yeah.
it might even taste different if you go to like
Well,
McDonald's in a different place. But I'm just not gonna do it.
to
No,
be
not at
honest,
all.
if you go in McDonald's in Quebec and McDonald's in the US, it's it's not the same.
I
We
believe it.
I don't know what we have here, or maybe you guys have that we didn't have here, but it tastes fucking different.
it's pollution. We have
Yeah, it's
pollution here.
we
It's
have
our pollution.
I didn't want to say
human
that.
human growth hormones that they
Yeah.
that they inject into the cows. That's what you get with United States
Oh,
beef. USDA approved, buddy.
oh no.
Oh man. Okay, so Alex, last question. Last question.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what is scarier, the ocean or outer space?
For me, it's the ocean for sure, man. There are honestly just the idea on going on the ocean and not seeing what's underneath. There are always this crazy idea that there's like a fucking huge shark that's going to grab your fucking leg or anything. So I mean, in the space, there's basically it's emptiness, but you can always see the planet. So I'm not afraid to go in space. If I don't think I will ever have the opportunity to go in space, but compared to going on the sea, I mean, the sea is freaky, man. The ocean is very freaky for me, man. Yeah,
Agreed.
yeah, the fucking sea beast, kraken shit, and stuff like that. So it's always things that you don't see, and you cannot see them because you don't live in the sea. So you're just on the surface. You're like, there's going to be a fucking shark there or something like that. So I don't. No, no, no. For
Yeah,
me, it's
I
no,
think
no,
I think you're onto something very
no.
philosophical here right now. If something
Yeah,
gets you, it's always something you don't see, right? I mean, yeah,
exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
got me.
Unless you're a
um,
No,
deer.
and you're not in. No,
yeah.
no, and you don't have and you're not in your environment too, so you don't have the upper game. So, you're-
Oh
no,
yeah,
True,
yeah,
we
you're
weren't
right.
we weren't made for the ocean. That's
Nope,
true. No,
nope, nope.
we engineered that shit.
Yeah, we did. Well, guys, I know that that's silly. Those questions that I asked, but really, I like to do that because I like to get to know you guys a little bit even further beyond the music, just a little bit. Not even what your personal likes are, but if like that's the reason I asked about foods or things to do where you're from is like what would you love to share with somebody who's coming to visit you in your hometown. And so I always think you get a chance to really get to know people by some of these silly questions, and we get to have fun. And it's really cool whenever we're all like in agreement because yeah, like I said with the ocean, I'm like totally with you on that. I could care
yeah,
less.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I
gonna
could
fight
care
you all
less.
over that. I say space.
But see, so just stuff like that, it creates a few extra laughs. Anyway, we just love it. So thanks for humoring me through those questions and just
Oh man,
just playing the game.
That was a
oh, that was
pleasure,
fun,
man.
man. That was fun.
Hey,
Thanks to you guys.
and
That was
thank you
cool.
for coming on the show and talking with us. For everybody who doesn't know out there, like it was 10 p.m. for these guys before they even signed in to talk with us tonight. So it gets late, and I know whenever you're playing music, late is tends to be when we operate. But in metal, we've also most of us at least have to get up and go to work tomorrow or do something like that. So
Oh,
guys,
exactly.
it means a whole lot that you just took an hour of your time here in your evening of your free time to hang with us and chat with us about some music and just let us get to know you a little bit and make friends and build relationships because that is what this is all about. It's about the metal and it's about the community, and
Absolutely.
that's what we're here for. And we love bands like you guys just continuing to put out good brutal death metal that we can all go out and enjoy and bang our heads to, and Brandon can not, I don't know, crash somebody in Houston and
Murder
just
people
yeah.
in traffic.
Yeah, and so heavy metal is an outlet for so many people, and you guys know it. All of us here know it, but out there listening, man, get into more and more metal every single day. Go check out NecroticGoreBeast. Go listen to their stuff. Listen to their most recent album that they put out, Repugnant, and also be ready for
There's
the new EP. Go ahead, John.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a new EP that's gonna come out this year. I'm not gonna spoil everything on the release date, but it's gonna be out this year. It's gonna be 4 song, pure brutality that we never did like this. And like I said, like Alex said too, we need to come back in the US and play those songs for you guys.
Come on over, buddy. We're looking forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're real excited to just hear what you guys got to put out. So, Brando, do you have any other questions that we need to ask before we sign off?
No questions. Just want to say thanks and hope to see you guys soon.
yes.
Thank you, man.
Likewise, guys. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for everyone who's listening to this podcast, and hopefully we'll be able to get you excited with our upcoming release and see you live when we'll be on tour in the US.
So hear
Hell
that,
yeah.
everybody. Be there
Yes.
and make sure to rock out. And for us, that's all we got. Metal Block over and out. Thanks, guys.